Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Why Teresa Giudice needs to turn over a new leaf during RHONJ pause opinion. Since the inception of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, there has only ever been one major player. Teresa Giudice has flipped tables, plotted against her brother, and lied her way to the top. But that's why fans love her. Now with the unease of a possible Garden State pause, Teresa is trying to wiggle her way back into the good graces of the network and Bravo fans. But to do so, she is going to need to make a few changes. Recently, while walking the red carpet, Teresa discussed her inevitable return to the Real Housewives of New Jersey. While speaking with Access Hollywood, she opened up about the pause. "I'm fine with it. I feel like they need to bring us back, 'cause everybody wants us to come back. But you know what? Whenever Bravo's ready, I'll be ready. We'll see." Those were some pretty strong and confident words from the mother of four. Teresa joked, "We'll see if I'll be ready." No. Giudice chimed in, stating it would be weird if she had a show on Bravo and her mother didn't. Teresa added, "It's up to them, obviously. It's always up to them. I'm the OG. They're not getting rid of me till Bravo gets rid of me." Perhaps more surprisingly, the author confirmed that if the same cast was brought back for season 15, she would still be a yes. Some viewers feel like Teresa can't be picky, especially since she is having to go through another tax line from the state of New Jersey. Odds are, she really needs to stay on the network's good side so she can continue to collect those hefty paychecks. Even though Teresa has said she'd be happy to share the screen again with Melissa Gorga, tensions are still high. The two families haven't spoken to one another in years. During her interview, Teresa made it clear that she wouldn't be willing to reconcile with Melissa or Joe Gorga for the sake of the show. This means that if both were brought back, there probably wouldn't be a cast trip, and there would be two different filming schedules. To be honest, I think I'd rather a cast shakeup than have to watch that mess all over again. Teresa made sure to deliver a dig in the form of a non-existent sprinkle cookie. Melissa finally cashed in on her own line of cookies, which Teresa admitted she has never tried. No big surprise there. If Teresa and Melissa were both to return, I think there would have to be some concessions made. The series didn't do well with the feud, so both women would have to figure out a way to interact, and I'm not sure Teresa's up for that currently. However, it's time for a decision. I don't care what anyone says, but Bravo is missing out on quality filming opportunities. During her interview, Teresa noted, "Everything's good regarding her and Luis Ruiz." She added, "We're going on 5 years next month that I met him, and then August will be 3 years that we're married." But fans already know stuff is bubbling under the surface. Both have been accused of owing the state of New Jersey a hefty chunk of money. And Teresa has already been down this road before when she was married to Joe Giudice. Fans just know that stuff is going on behind the scenes. Season 14 was quite boring, but if Bravo was willing to film, true fans are convinced they would be getting TV gold. The jury is still out on whether Teresa will be asked back. The rumor mill seems to think she might be given her own show, but I feel like that would be a dud. I'm not interested in watching an at-home show with Teresa and Luis. I am, however, interested in seeing Teresa and Melissa back on the same screen. Frankly, we don't need to fix what wasn't broken. If the two women can pull themselves together, we might just have a perfect season to look forward to. The Real Housewives of New Jersey is available to stream on Peacock and Hulu in the UK. Reality television royalty, few names hold as much weight and controversy as Teresa Giudice. Since flipping a table in season 1 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, she's been a defining force of the franchise, a cultural lightning rod, and for better or worse, the heartbeat of RHONJ. But as Bravo takes the rare step of pausing the show following a season marred by toxicity and exhaustion, the moment is ripe for reflection, particularly for Teresa. The time has come, not just for a break from the cameras, but for a reinvention. Teresa Giudice needs to turn over a new leaf. This isn't just about making the show better. It's about personal evolution. Teresa's legacy is already written in bold, chaotic ink. From her headline-grabbing legal troubles to the bitter feud with her brother and sister-in-law, from jail time to yoga-fueled comebacks, from cookbook author to podcast host, Teresa has done it all. But in recent seasons, what once made her a magnetic presence now feels heavy, recycled, even destructive. Her story, once of resilience, has calcified into stubbornness. The pause is a gift, one she should treat as a wake-up call. Let's be real, RHONJ didn't hit the brakes because the ratings dropped. It paused because the energy on the show turned sour. The animosity between Teresa and her castmates, particularly with Melissa Gorga and Margaret Josephs, reached a fever pitch where resolution seemed not only unlikely but impossible. What was once compelling conflict turned into emotional warfare. Viewers tuned in for drama, sure, but not for cruelty that leaves no room for growth. Teresa often speaks about loyalty, family, and old-school values, yet her definition of these terms has become increasingly narrow and self-serving. Her long-standing feud with Melissa and Joe Gorga, once layered with legitimate grievances and miscommunications, has hardened into a blame game with no winners. She's held grudges like trophies, all while demanding loyalty from others she rarely offers in return. The RHONJ pause gives Teresa something she hasn't had in years: time. Time away from confessionals and reunion couches. Time to look in the mirror without the glare of a ring light. Time to ask herself some hard questions, like what kind of legacy does she truly want to leave behind? Because here's the truth: Teresa is at a crossroads. She can remain a caricature of her former self, the table-flipping, grudge-holding, eye-rolling queen of stubbornness. Or she can evolve into something more interesting. A woman who's been through hell, found her peace, and leads by example instead of intimidation. Turning over a new leaf doesn't mean becoming someone else. It means reconnecting with the core of who she was before fame, fortune, and feud consumed her. Remember Teresa circa 2009? The one who proudly hosted family dinners, who made viewers laugh with her malapropisms and devotion to her daughters? She was flawed, sure, but she was also deeply human. Somewhere along the way, that woman got buried under years of unresolved pain and public scrutiny. It's time to dig her out. Part of Teresa's reinvention also means rethinking her approach to accountability. For years, her go-to move has been deflection. She rarely apologizes, and when she does, it's often laced with qualifiers. "I'm sorry you felt that way," or "I didn't mean it like that." If she truly wants to reclaim her place not just as a star, but as a beloved star, she needs to own her part in the chaos. Apologies don't make you weak, they make you real. And let's not forget the power Teresa wields as a matriarch. Her daughters, especially Gia, who has grown into a voice of reason, are watching. What kind of example does she want to set for them? That grudges are forever? That evolution is optional? Or that growth is a sign of strength? Fans are rooting for her, even when it doesn't seem that way. Teresa has always had an uncanny ability to come back from the brink. She went to prison and emerged more popular than ever. She endured the collapse of her marriage and still held her head high. Now, as she enjoys life with her new husband, Luis Ruiz, she has a chance to build something stable, not just a marriage, but a mindset. Luis, for all the headlines he generates, seems to genuinely want to be a calming influence. If Teresa truly wants peace, she should lean into that energy, not just in her personal life, but in her public one. She's no longer the scrappy newcomer. She's the veteran, the icon. And with that comes responsibility. You can be dramatic and still be dignified. You can stand your ground without burning bridges. The RHONJ pause is not a cancellation. It's a rare opportunity, a reset. Other Housewives franchises have weathered similar storms and returned stronger. But for RHONJ to thrive, its leading lady must evolve.